Welcome back, everyone, to YGO Pulse. My name is David. I'm here with our boy Jacob. He's going to show you his new deck profile that he's been just perfecting for the format. Something kind of budget, kind of fun. Really is better than you think. I'll let him do all the talking for that, of course. But guys, let's just get into it. Go ahead, tell us everything you got to say about it.
What's up, guys? Today I got this Infinitrack Earth Machine deck. Well, us here at YGO Pulse, we like to call it Tonka Toys. This deck's very budget, very cheap, and very good. It has an insane grind game. It plays a lot like Tier 1 Salamangreat did back in the day, while also just being able to stand up to this meta we've got going on right now. Without all the expensive cards in here, because you don't really go into them, to be honest, the most expensive things in the extra deck, this deck's not going to run you more than $50 if you already got the hand traps and stuff.
Nice.
But let's get started with the main deck here. So first, 3 Infinitrack Harvesters. It's a Stratos for the deck, one of your combo starters, and a 1-card combo card. We got 3 Infinitrack Brutal Dozer. This card opens up so many plays for the deck. It's what you want to be searching off of your Harvester. It's just a great card all around. 3 copies is what I play. And during other game 2 and 3s, I do side out 1 copy because it is just very searchable. 2 Infinitrack Trenchers. Trencher's good because it also helps you play around Nibiru. It's an extender, it's a level 5 for Xyz plays all around. It's just going to help you a lot. It's also very important, all these cards are Earth Machines. 1 Infinitrack Anchor Drill. Honestly, this card is searchable by so many things. This deck's just search the deck. And it's basically like Goblinberg or Tin Goldfish, and it does have an effect that lets you level modulate, that lets you do some pretty fun things later down the game state. And 1 Infinitrack Tunneler. Tunneler is Pot of Avarice, but it can't be stopped like Pot of Avarice. So if you already targeted your 5 cards with a Tunneler, and they DD Crow one of them, the effect's going to resolve, and it's going to put back as many cards as possible, and you still get the draw 2.
Nice.
That's it for the Infinitrack line we got here. Next, we're going to the Machinas. So we got 3 Machina Metal Cruncher. Metal Cruncher is basically Tenacity of the Monarchs, for those that remembers that. It'll let you reveal 3 Earth Machines from your deck, any Earth Machines. And your opponent will randomly pick 1 to add to your hand. The other 2 get shuffled back into the deck. 1 Machina Fortress. Fortress is another card that's great for helping you play through Nibiru, helping you just keep going. It's an extra extender. It's not an activated special summon, it's just special summons. Then we have 1 Machina Citadel. Citadel is amazing. It's a Raigeki for the deck. It's 3k attack, and it can pop itself to pop everything on your opponent's side with less than its own attack points if you popped it. Great disruption. It brings itself back during your opponent's turn. Brings itself back during your turn if you destroy something. Then for our trains, we have 1 Derricrane and 1 Bullet Train. Bullet Train is vital for your infinite resource combo loop. As long as you can keep getting this into the graveyard every turn, including your opponent's turn, you can keep adding 1 Earth Machine from your graveyard back into your hand, making the graveyard effectively a second hand for you.
Nice.
And Derricrane's here because it helps you go in the rank 10s, and it's a disruption on your opponent's turn if you put it underneath Super Dora. Then we have 1 Ancient Gearbox. Ancient Gearbox is a great card for this deck. As long as it's added from the deck to your hand or graveyard to your hand, you can add 1 Earth Machine with 500 attack or 500 defense from your deck to your hand, which is going to be a lot of your Infinitracks like Anchor Drill, Trencher, and Tunneler. Next for hand traps, we got 3 Ash Blossom. It's kind of a given at this point in the meta. And 2 Droll Knockbirds. I've been testing around with either Droll or DD Crow. I like Crow because I like sniping things out of opponents' graveyards, but Droll and Lockbird against Dragon Link is going to end their turn if they don't have enough extenders.
Nice. Yeah, trying to stop that deck's rough, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, you gotta stop them before they end on their unbreakable board. And that's it for monsters, guys. Now we're gonna go into spells. So the spells we have 3 heavy forward. Heavy forward is a searcher for Infinitrack cards. And it has another effect that puts itself underneath an Xyz monster. And you can use both these effects in the same turn. But you can only activate 1 heavy forward from your hand per turn. So this is effectively a combo starter because it can search the Harvester. Next we have 3 Machina Redeployment. Machina Redeployment's very good. I like it because it can either search out 2 Machina monsters or a Machina monster and a trap. And we have a very important trap in this deck that helps to play during your opponent's turn, helps you disrupt them even more, sets up your graveyard so you can use that bullet train recovery effect. And it is another starter because it can search the Metal Cruncher, which is also a 1-card starter because of Infinitrack Brutal Dozer.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have 2 Urgent Schedules. You don't really need Urgent Schedule in this deck. I just like it because it gives me 2 extra bodies and it can search the Derek Crane from the deck if I send it to the graveyard while it's set face down on the field. And if you do happen to brick, you can always just activate this, get 2 free bodies on your opponent's board, and it'll help you set up your bullet train combo.
Nice.
And 1 Call by the Grave. And I forgot to mention, guys, Urgent Schedule is still not needed in the deck. If anything, this deck's a 41 card deck, so you can cut the 2 Urgent Schedules and play a second Derek Crane.
Nice. Okay.
That is it for the spells. We don't play many spells in this deck. We just play all the ones that helps us get to our combo. And finally, we're going on to our trap lineup. I have Dragon Link built this format, but I prefer this Tonka Toy deck because traps just make me feel a lot safer going up against unfamiliar matchups and matchups against the meta. So to start things off, we have 2 Trap Trick. Very good at searching out the traps you need during your opponent's turn or during your turn. And you play a lot of multiple traps, so you're not really going to regret banishing one to set one when it's going to be so powerful. Next, we have the MVP trap, Machina Overdrive. So Machina Overdrive is a trap that'll target 1 Earth machine you control. It'll pop, actually it's not just Earth machine, it's just machine monster. So it'll target a machine, special 1 Machina from your deck with a different name than that machine you targeted, and then it'll pop the machine you targeted. So that's going to either summon out a Metal Cruncher during your opponent's turn, or a Citadel during your opponent's turn. And Metal Cruncher is on summon. It's not just during your turn, so you're going to be able to get a search on your opponent's turn. And if you already have Citadel in the graveyard, you're going to be able to trigger that Citadel and special it during your opponent's turn, just off of this overdrive. Next, we have Paleozoic Dinomischus. I really enjoy Dinomischus right now. It helps me a lot in the Eldritch matchups because I don't play Crow in the main deck anymore. Just being able to banish that Cursed Eldland or that Golden Lord off of Dinomischus, that way they can't get the Eldland effect in graveyard, or they can't finish their Golden Land spell or trap, well, Golden Land trap cards like Conquistador and Hakero. And I am playing a Floodgate in this deck. I am playing 2 Gozen match because all of our monsters are Earth machines. We're not really going to be hurt by Gozen match. And we can always turn it off whenever we want.
Nice.
With a card in the extra deck. That is it for the main deck. That is 41 cards. And for the extra deck, here we go. We are starting things off with 3 Infinitrack Goliath. Goliath is an amazing card. It just requires 1 non-link Infinitrack monster to summon itself out. And if it's sent from field to the graveyard, you can put it underneath an Xyz monster you control. Next, we have Ancient Gear Ballista. Ballista is complementary to the Ancient Gear box we have, because you can search an Ancient Gear monster from the deck, and just by searching the box, you get another search. So summoning Ballista gets you 2 cards in hand. Next, we have the MVP of the extra deck, Double-Headed Anger Knuckle. Anger Knuckle can send one monster you control to the graveyard, and by control I mean also in your hand. To special summon one Earth Machine level 10 monster from your graveyard. Now this does target before its specials, but it's also great. So with this and Bullet Train is your infinite resource combo loop. Next we have Cleafort Genius. I enjoy Genius. It being unaffected by spells and traps that your opponent activates is pretty good. I haven't had the unaffected by other Link monster effects go off yet, but we'll see. We'll see if someone tries to pop it with access code. But it also is a negate. By targeting one card you control that's not Genius and another card your opponent controls, it'll negate both those cards' effects. Next, we go off to Xyz monsters. We have Infinitrack River Stormer. River Stormer is Overraptor for the deck. It can either send one Earth Machine from your deck to the graveyard or add one Earth Machine in your deck to your hand. So this is how you're going to be searching out the Bullet Train most of the time, if you don't already have it. Next we have Dingirsu, the Orcus of the Evening Star. This card is great removal, because it doesn't target, of course. And you can actually make it a lot of the times on your turn 3s after you've already gotten Box back to hand and searched out Anchor Drill. Next we have Phantom Fortress Enter Blatnir. This would be VFD if it wasn't banned, but Enter Blatnir is great because it can banish one monster from, well, is it a monster? It's one card your opponent controls, or banish one random card in their hand, or banish a card in their graveyard. I like disrupting my opponent's graveyard most of the time, because that's where their second hand's going to be. Like Eldritch, I'm going to banish the Golden Lord. Dragon Link, I'm probably just going to banish something in their hand, that way they can't recover if I've already broken their board. Or graveyard, it depends on the game state. We have Infinitrack Earth Slicer. Earth Slicer is the rank 9 I go into most, because it's a Twin Twisters on summon. When it's summoned, it has 2 materials, and it can detach both materials that target 2 cards your opponent controls, or in general, just 2 cards in general, and pop them. So this can also trigger your Citadel if you pop an Earth Machine you control, or I use it to clear back row most of the time. And on to the trains, we have Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. This card is part of an OTK this deck can do with another train we have. Because it does 2k damage when it detaches a material. Next we have number 81 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. Super Dora is a great card. It turns anything to a towers. If it's has the air crane underneath it, it turns into a pop when it detaches on your opponent's turn, leading to an extra disruption. And that also turns stuff into a towers. It helps you to protect against Nibiru on your turn, if you can go ahead and make it, and if they're just waiting for your end of main phase to do something with the Nibiru, you can just go ahead and Dora turn your double-headed Anger Knuckle into a towers so it doesn't get tributed. And these last 2 cards we have are very, very good. One more than the other in my case. Another train, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Libe. This card and Gustav Max turn into an OTK if your opponent has no resources, because you've already grinded them down to that simplified game state. By summoning Gustav Max, you deal 2k damage. You overlay Libe on top of Gustav Max, and detach from Libe. If their board is empty, Libe is at 6,000 now, so that's effectively 8,000 damage in one turn.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and if they somehow made a monster that can't be destroyed by battle against you, Libe gets attacks per each material it has +1, I believe. Yep. So you can just keep crashing into that monster that can't be destroyed by battle and is in attack position that comes up more often than you think, guys. And this card's not necessary, but it's good. You got Divine Arsenal, AA Zeus, Sky Thunder. So This deck can hard make Zeus by using Infinitrack Harvester's level modulation effect and a level 10 Earth Machine you have. And it can just hard make Zeus. It's the plan B to the deck. It helps you clear boards if you need it, but it's just there for coverage. You can honestly take it out if you can't afford it and play something like Sky Palace Gangaradai or another Link monster that might go in the deck. Maybe another Genius or another rank 10. It's always up to you guys. And that is it for my deck profile today. If you want to know more about the side deck, come join us in our Discord and ask about it.
Yes.
I'll make a combo video for you guys later, because this deck does get into some interesting combos, some big brain combo lines it does.
Okay. So overall, what do you think is like the most expensive cards that are engines? Obviously, Zeus is not engine piece.
So expensive engine cards. As I said, you can play without urgent schedule, but the most expensive thing would be these metal crunchers. They're about $9 last time I checked.
What product are they in? Are they in the structure?
They are actually not in the structure. They're in Eternity Code.
Eternity Code. Okay.
And the same thing with... It's not expensive. It's decently priced. On also Eternity Code. It's Heavy Forward.
Okay.
This card is about... Last time I checked, $5, but it might have gone down to $3 or $4. But other than that, they're good investments to have for this deck. Because I don't think this deck's going to get hit, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no way. All right. Well, so we'll get some combo stuff going for you. I'll probably add this into this video. I may make it its own, and then, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. As you can see, we're in Discord now. This is where we're always talking, always doing all the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. If you guys want to come chill with us, do some remote duels, join us on our live streams, talk and chat while we're live streaming, all that fun stuff. Click subscribe, hit the like button. Really motivates us to get more videos out. We've been trying to push more videos out lately. So yeah, guys, just help us keep on the grind, and we'll see you next time, guys. Peace. Yeah.